Brock Purdy's contract deadline. What do you view it as? What do you think the Niners ought to view it as? Because Kawakami, I'm sure you talked about this last week. Kawakami had that report saying that they don't feel like there's gonna be any fireworks going into this thing. They've had good communication, but he also said it could take a while. I personally think that they have a hard deadline they need to hit. But tell me what you think their deadline is.
The way I look at it is, I think what they should do or will do is present Brock Purdy an offer probably about a month. Here's what we want. Here's our multi-year offer. And if he thinks he can do what all the other guys did, Ayuk, Bosa, Debo, and say, no, I'll wait until September for the next offer. There's not going to be a next offer. You just want 6 and 9. You're coming off a down season. If you want a multi-year deal, here it is. If you want another offer, you got to come back and play out your rookie deal and have a better season and go to the playoffs and then come to the negotiating table with some real leverage and we'll pay you whatever. But there's no back and forth here. This is one sort of generous mercy offer that we'll give you because we like you, because you've done nice things for us in the past, but we're not going to drag this out. It's not a back and forth. This is a take it or leave it. And if you want to leave it, that's fine. You can definitely bet on yourself the way Lamar Jackson did. It worked out for him.
I think the deadline. I think the deadline's got to be March 12th at the beginning of free agency, because if you really do, I mean, the Niners cleared off a bunch of cap room to pay Purdy. Okay, so they got a bunch of cap room sitting there, and they, I'm sure, would love to get that Purdy deal done. But if they really do want to, if I'm Brock Purdy, I don't want to come back. I mean, obviously, this is where you want to be, but I don't want to come back with this group of receivers. I want to know what the hell the plan is to get better help, because my receivers aren't very good. So if he said, hey man, I'll take a little less, but I want that money going to T. Higgins, don't you got to get that done by March 12th when free agency starts so you can go sign T. Higgins? I think March 12th has got to be the deadline. At first I thought maybe it was camp. Then I'm like, no. He's got to be there well before camp. And then I'm thinking maybe it's the draft. But now I'm thinking, if you are going to add a T. Higgins, you're only going to be able to do that probably in the first, week or 10 days of free agency. I think you got to have Purdy's deal done by then so you know how much you have to play with. That's just my thought on that. But I just think that deadline is, it scares the hell out of me that it could go into the summer, because I don't trust the Niners on this front. They're terrible at getting their guys signed on time. But the more I think about it, the more I think if you really do have interest in T. Higgins, you better get it done by the start of free agency.
Yeah, and look, I that doesn't mean they got to give Brock what he wants. And if Brock thinks, and if they're really far apart, then so be it. Like, that's sports. But if Brock wants to hold out, they got to replace him. And if Brock wants to come back and prove that he's worth more and play on his 4th year of his rookie deal, God love him. I'd do it. But the Niners are under no obligations to just give him $60 million a year, because that's what the Jaguars gave freaking Trevor Lawrence. Like, so you don't have to do that. Don't do it. Make him a modest offer. 3 years, 4 years, $35-40 million a year. Fine. And if he takes it, great. And if not, great. One way or another, it's okay.
What do you think?
What you're not going to do is do the Ayuk thing all over again. You're not doing the Ayuk thing all over again. No holdouts, no back and forth. God,
no. What do you think of a deal that's more costly than you want to, more expensive than you want to spend, but you get a shorter term? So, like, maybe you don't get one of these 5, 6, 7 year deals. That it's more like a 3-year deal, but it's a 3-year deal that compensates them well in the 3 years, but it doesn't go on and on and on and on. Because here's the thing about this, Grant. I kind of think that not just Lynch and Shanahan, but maybe Jed and Parag might be pushing for the short-term deal as a hedge against the entire regime.
Well, it's possible. I actually think the short-term deals can be a little bit more player-friendly, because they get to hit the market again. Because the long-term deals, a lot of times it's like they're backloaded, and when the cap hits really jump, the money isn't guaranteed. And so it's a lot of times the longer term deals are kind of team friendly. Like, yeah, you'll get the money down the road, but we'll either cut you or restructure you at that point. So I don't know. I can see the Niners actually wanting a 5-year deal or a 6-year deal and backloading the whole thing and having the first 3 years be very manageable. Whereas Purdy could be like, no. I gave you guys a discount the last 3 years. You guys owe me money. So no, I want a short-term deal and I want a lot of money up front. Maybe Purdy's not interested in a backloaded deal. That would be an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, I don't really know what his agent is looking for, but that was what Kawakami had speculated, that maybe it would be a short-term deal. All right, let's hit some supers and bolt. The Jedi says Lynch is the ultimate bridesmaid, never the bride. We won't land Garrett, someone else will. We'll
Commanders.
see. We'll see. The unfaithful perspective. Get with the times. It's about chaos and old people. Trade a first and Purdy for Miles and get Cousins. Very different strategies, same results.
Not Cousins. Please, not Cousins.
I mean, Kirk Cousins had a really bad year. Really bad.
So
year.
Bad. Talk about a freaking statue. No.
And I got to think that he's at the end or near the end. Daza 0187, if we could get Cousins for cheap, why not Purdy for Garrett and then draft a quarterback in the second or third round? Once again, just make sure that you love Kirk Cousins because he sure didn't play well this year. Daza, I thought Brock is a definite top 10 quarterback and elite. If so, why does he need Higgins? How many weapons does he need to succeed? Well, it's not about how many weapons. I mean, what does he actually have? He's not going to have Ayuk this year. It sounds like, in my mind, from what I'm reading and listening to, that Debo, who, by the way, my buddy is a realtor, he just called me the other day and told me that Debo put his Morgan Hill house on the market. So, if Debo has put his Morgan Hill house on the market, that sounds like a guy who's leaving.
Hill?
Supposedly, he had a house in Morgan Hill.
Nothing against Morgan Hill. Morgan Hill, real nice place. People who live out there, but Morgan
Hill? South of San Jose, right?
Why? It's almost Hollister.
I know, that is far.
What?
That is seriously, that's way out.
Huh. Interesting. Maybe he likes garlic. Could have went to Gilroy. Gilroy's nice.
Gilroy's nice. Ask Jeff Garcia.
Morgan
Baller's
Hill.
In the house. What's up, Baller?
What's up, Baller?
Member for 41 months. Grant, there you go. We got this one.
Barry Baller, man.
Oh, Barry Baller's the man.
He's like one of the most faithful, loyal viewers of all the Niners content creators. He's watching everyone.
He's passionate. Yeah. Jay McCallan says Garrett's going to be an Eagle, isn't he? Oh, don't even say that. He's going
to be a chief.
Claudaddy Arcade. Oh, that's even worse. Claudaddy Arcades. What up, LK? What's up, Claudaddy? Claudaddy runs his own arcade business. He said Garrett, Judy, and a fifth for Bosa. Pearsall, Debo, and a fourth. Would you enter? Oh, what's up? Garrett, Judy, and a fifth for Bosa, Pearsall, Debo, and a fourth. Garrett, Judy, and a fifth for Bosa, Pearsall, Debo, and a fourth. I'd do that. I'd do that. I always like Jerry Jeudy, but yeah, I know he has not been good in his career, but you're keeping your number ones.
I'm not trading Bosa for wide receivers. No.
Well, you're getting Garrett.
Miles Garrett.
Yeah, it's Miles Garrett.
I was thinking Garrett Wilson. I'm like, no,
it's Miles Garrett. So you're getting Miles Garrett, Jerry Jeudy, and a fifth.
Garrett Wilson and Jerry Jeudy are on the
Pearson.
same team since when? Oh, yeah, I want that. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Claudaddy with this one. He says, trade alert, Larry Krueger traded for Larry Bear. Wait a second.
Just got a big raise.